don't know what is.
Hi everyone, just a few things before we get started on this Greek travel vlog. I do want to firstly and sincerely apologise for my mispronunciation of any of the Greek place names. Please ignore anything that comes out of my mouth and take a look and read the words that I write up on the screen instead for your reference and guide as to where we went. At the end of the vlog, I will also be sharing a few tips and recommendations that I have for anybody planning to visit the islands of Corfu or Lefkada themselves. So feel free to hang around for that. I did also sadly experience a few medical issues whilst I was out there at the end of the holiday, which is why there's an abrupt-ish ending to the vlog, which I will also go into at the end for anyone interested. Okay, let's get into it.
Good morning everyone. Well, it's a very good morning because today I'm off to Greece. This is the current situation. It's, oh gosh, I'm not sure what time, about 4:30 in the morning, maybe 4:45, and I need to leave in about half an hour. Just need to finish up the last bits of packing and then head off to Heathrow. So just a very quick update. I haven't done a lot since I last filmed, but I'm ready now to essentially head off. The basic plan is I'm travelling on my own, flying solo over to Greece, so driving my car from Gloucestershire, UK, to Heathrow Airport this morning, catching a 10:10 a.m. flight to Corfu, where my parents will be waiting for me with a car. My parents travel a lot and they're currently travelling some of the Ionian Islands in Greece, so I'm meeting them out there for 5 nights of their trip. Gate crashing, but they love it. So yes, the first 3 nights we're spending near Corfu Town, and then we're catching the ferry over from Corfu to the island of Lefkada bright and early on Monday morning, where we'll be staying on that island for 2 nights. So I'm going to attempt to do a bit of a travel vlog, and let's see how it goes.
So here I'm just squeezing the last bit into my case, which was thankfully successful, and I am making my way to Heathrow Airport, where I am parking at Purple Parking. I booked it through Holiday Extras via the Money Saving Expert website, and it cost £55 for the 5 nights I parked. I did have to extend the stay for an additional 5 days, which they charged at a flat rate of £20 per day, which I paid on arrival back to the car park. I am now all checked in, ready to board the flight and let the holiday begin. My chauffeur was waiting for me as I got off the plane. My dad. There they are. You can see them.
Hello.
We've got to the hotel, which is nice. The hotel is really nice. The views are interesting. I'll show you the views. We led around the pool for a little bit, had a cocktail, And we are now heading out. We're going to go to a shop to pick up some supplies for tomorrow because we're hiring a boat, and then we're going to go and find dinner because I'm starving. So it's the next day, Saturday, 1st of June today actually. We are up bright and early because we're going to hire a little boat today. We're going to see if we can try and find some hidden coves, little cute beaches. We've got some drinks to take with us, some water, some mojito and some food. And yeah, let's see what we can find. We're actually hiring the boat in a place called Kalámi. It's really pretty. So yeah, we're about to head out. It's 9:30 in the morning. We have the boat until 5. Let's go.
We hired this boat that would seat 7 people from a company called White House Boats. We had the boat from, I believe, 9:30 a.m. in the morning until around 5 p.m. in the evening, and the hire cost was €90 plus whatever you use for fuel additional on top. This for us was €40, so it was a total of €130 for the 3 of us for the whole day. They also provided us with a cool box that would keep our food and drink cool for the day. Before we set off, they were really informative about how far north and south we could go, and also suggested a route for the day for us, which we did follow for the most part and really appreciated. They also equipped us with a map to follow that had the place and cove names on it, which we were going to sail past that day, so we also found that really helpful. Stopped in this cave. I think it's called Agni, or just before Agni. And now it's time for a drink. reached the end of where we can get to, which is, this is Barbati Beach. It looks a really, really nice beach, swimmable beach. So people swimming quite far out. It looks like you can hire sunbeds. Really nice backdrop as well. And from here we're going to turn around and head back towards Kalámi. And give the boat back. House there. So we finished with the boat. We dropped that back off at about 5 o'clock in Kalámi, and we drove about 40 minutes up here to Sidari, and we've come to the Canal, and we're going to hopefully get a drink, have a cocktail at sunset and find somewhere nice for dinner. It's a really, really pretty walk actually, along from the main sort of beachfront in Sidari over to this section, maybe 15-20 minute walk just along a bit of a coastal path. I really recommend. I am not bald, I haven't just had a haircut, just scraped it all back. We've come to the Sidari front. We're finding somewhere for a drink. Lots of the beach bars along here, if you get a drink or some food, they will be able to use their sunbeds for free. So that's what we're going to do. Isn't it? So we're going to eat here at the Greek Village restaurant for sunset. So sunset, oh you can't, I don't know if you can see it. And here is the menu. So I really highly recommend this restaurant. The sunset views were unmatched, and also it was my favourite meal, I think, of the trip. We were also lucky enough to be there on an evening where they provided some Greek entertainment, and that was a lot of fun to watch. So here we are, it is the next day, and after an exceptional day yesterday on the boat and an evening in Sidari, we are here today at a place called Danilia Village. Danilia Village is a sort of replica village of what Corfu looked like in the 1930s. We really enjoyed looking around. As you can see, it's so quaint and pretty, and we were lucky because it was really quiet on the morning we went. This has been used for film sets and TV sets such as James Bond, and most recently the ITV series called The Durrells, which if you've not watched, I highly recommend watching before or after any trip to Corfu. Here we are following the road signs up towards the Paleokastritsa monastery, where you will find a beautiful viewpoint looking down onto the beach. If you do have a hire car, don't skip this one, the views are amazing.
So we've just got back from Paleokastritsa Beach, and before that we went to the Danilia Village, which was really lovely. It cost €10 to get in per person. Included in that €10 was a soft drink from the cafe. Overall, I'm not sure I'd pay €10 again, purely because we'd seen it all within 45 minutes. But it was still really pretty, and we're still glad we went. Just something to bear in mind if any of you guys decide to go. It's kind of more of something that you'd look around maybe for an hour or two. Paleokastritsa Beach, however, was just beautiful, stunning, and we drove up into the hillside, the cliffs a little bit, to get a bird's eye view of it, which you'll see in the videos, which was also absolutely gorgeous, breathtaking. 100% recommend that beach. The swimming was lovely as well. I swam right out to the rocks there, and yeah, it was gorgeous. So just gonna wash my hair, get ready now, and drop the car back off. Oh, answer the door, and see you later. Something I did just want to say very quickly: if you do go up to the top, the cliffs, like the lookout for Paleokastritsa Beach, just be very careful, because I did actually sadly take a tumble, which, aside from being embarrassing, it was actually pretty painful. I landed right on my bum and on my wrists, so the stones are quite slippy. I was actually wearing Birkenstock shoes, so decent shoes, and I still slipped. So just wanted to point that out. If you do go up there, FYI, take care.
So after dropping the hire car back off at the airport, ready for our very early morning ferry to Lefkada the next morning, we headed into Corfu Town for the evening. We went straight to a little bakery called Rosie's Bakery, where they specialise in vegan and gluten-free treats. The building was actually 450 years old, and it was just gorgeous. Here are my goodies. I paid €16 for 4 treats, and they were well worth it. And here I am putting out a kitty. Corfu and Lefkada was just full of cats, which I really, really loved. If you are a cat lover, I am sure you would love it too. So after some really great and delicious vegetarian and vegan food, and of course an obligatory Aperol Spritz, we spent an hour or two walking around Corfu Town in the evening. It was really vibrant, lively and pleasant to walk around. We didn't check out any of the bars or clubs, of course, on this trip, but it did appear to have quite a good nightlife scene, so I do recommend checking that out if you're interested in that.
We've had a lovely time walking around the town, waiting for the public bus now. We actually ended up walking from dropping the car off at the airport to Corfu Town, which was about 2 kilometres, so only about 25-minute, 30-minute walk. And here we are waiting for the bus home. So quite busy.
Here we are at the Corfu port early the following morning, ready to catch our 6:30 a.m. ferry over to Lefkada. The boat we caught was called the Lefkada Palace, and at the time I booked it, it cost me €21.30, and I booked it via a company called Ferry. It was actually a really smooth sail over, and it left perfect timing for us to also catch the sunrise, which was an added bonus and something we really enjoyed. It was a really peaceful cruise over. On board there was a little cafe that was selling things like pastries, snacks and drinks. We did take our own food on board, so we didn't buy any food, but we did purchase a mint tea which cost €3 and a coffee that cost €4. Those were my pastries that I bought from Rosie's Bakery the previous evening, filling me up for breakfast. Here we are, arriving into a beautiful and sunny Lefkada. The sail in total took us approximately 5 hours and 45 minutes from Corfu. The ferry does stop at Paxos Island first, so if you're interested in going there, it's a possibility, and then on to Kefalonia and Zakynthos also. So after picking up our hire car, we headed on to our accommodation for the 2 nights, which was called Flisfos Seaside Apartments. These apartments were so beautiful and in such a serene and gorgeous setting right on the sea. Not only were the surroundings a haven of tranquility, the brothers who managed and or owned the apartments were so empathetic towards my parents and me when I was having some unfortunate medical issues at the end of our stay, which was so appreciated, and we honestly can't recommend this place highly enough. Windmills of Lefkada, which were built in around, I think, 1760 to 1700s by some families that came to live here, and they're built on the spit of sand at the top, so in the north of Lefkada, and they're really pretty. I'll show you them in a moment, and there's usually some kite surfers around here as well. So I believe there was 12 windmills originally, and there's 5 remaining. A couple of them are in a good condition. There's Mum and my dad up there. And we're going to, walk along and take a look at them. So after a wonderful scenic drive, we arrived at a place called Agios Nikitas that had a lovely little strip of shops, bars, tavernas, restaurants leading down to Agios Nikitas Beach. From here you can also take a hike across to Milos Beach or Hidden Beach, which I've heard is wonderful. We didn't do it on this trip, but it is recommended for those of you who enjoy a hike and very pretty beaches. Here we were joined by many cats for dinner, and hold tight for some footage of some kittens coming right up. From there we drove a little south to Corfu Beach to watch the sunset. Morning everyone, today is Tuesday, the 5th maybe of June, which means it's my last full day here on holiday. And I'm actually just having, well, we're all just having a really super chilled out, relaxing morning. I was up about 6:30 a.m. just to watch the sunrise out from the terrace of the apartment, and then went back to sleep after that. And just been led by on the beachfront this morning. We're going to have a little bit of food, and then this afternoon head out to the beaches, either Paleokastritsa Beach or Egremni Beach, and then go and see Vasiliki Village. And yeah, that'll be the day. Just a chilled one, but equally hopefully really nice for the last day. I will also just quickly show you off the balcony now. I think I'll show it again because it's such a nice view. So that's the view actually out my window. As you see, it's really nice. And then we just go out the door here, and little butterfly. And that's what we see. So this is a really sweet little apartment. Actually, we really like it here. And just down there is where I've been sat this morning. Beach is Porto Katsiki Beach. Definitely call it Porto Katsiki Beach, I think. Porto Katsiki Beach. We've arrived in a town called Vasiliki, which is on the south coast of Lefkada Island. As soon as we arrived, we immediately loved it here. The vibe was really chilled and the colours were just gorgeous. It had a little main street of shops, and we enjoyed doing a little bit of shopping. After our spot of retail therapy and a little bit of puppy petting, we enjoyed a cool and refreshing drink whilst boat and people watching out on the seafront. We are leaving Vasiliki Village now, which was so pretty. We had a little drink, which was nice, and we're driving to the beach. And I'm not sure if you can see it very well, but we're going to be driving up this road here. So hopefully there'll be some nice views. here at Porto Katsiki Beach, and it's quite windy. It's so beautiful though, I'll show you. And yeah, it's about 5:30 p.m. now, and we just basically plan to stay here until sunset. I've got some food and some wine as well to enjoy that. So yeah, the drive here was semi-precarious, but it's well worth it. Yeah, well worth it. It was stunning scenery. If you are afraid of heights, it might not be your favourite drive ever, but it's doable. Okay, see you later.
So after spending a relaxing few hours on Porto Katsiki Beach, we had some dinner and decided to drive back up to the Egremni beach viewpoint, which is just opposite the Taverna Oasis restaurant, where we took in the gorgeous sunset views. We then headed back towards our apartments, and we managed to catch the pretty twinkling lights of Vasiliki Village on the drive back. At the time, we thought this was the perfect ending to my little trip to Greece.
Okay, so I really hope you enjoyed that travel vlog. I just have a couple of tips that I want to share with you. The first one is for anybody planning to have a holiday in Corfu or Lefkada or many of the Greek islands. I do recommend some beach shoes like these. So you can get these really cheap online from Amazon or anywhere. They're just going to protect your feet from the pebbles, because a lot of the beaches, or all of the beaches we went to out there, were pebbly, which I personally love. Those are just going to make the overall experience a little bit more pleasant for you. But my next tip being to hire a car if you are confident enough, or with somebody confident enough to drive, to be able to have the freedom and luxury to do all the things that we did and get around the islands easily. I do recommend car hire. So yeah, something to look into. Do a bit of research on the companies as well, and any potential scams, so that you are clued up on that, and also to make sure you are getting the best price. My final tip is to look into getting private travel insurance. You can get this easily and cheaply online. Make sure you state all of your pre-existing medical conditions and any conditions that you are currently having tests for, just so you know you have peace of mind whilst you're out on your holiday, should anything unfortunately go wrong. If you are a UK citizen, if you're travelling to some places within the European economic areas, you can also get something called a GHIC card, GHIC, which recently replaced the eHIC card. This card will give you access to some necessary state healthcare as if you were a resident in that area. So please look at the NHS and government websites for more information on that. I did sadly experience a medical emergency on the last night whilst I was out there, I had to go to the Lefkada General Hospital and from there be transferred over to a private hospital in Athens, where they would be better equipped to monitor me and deal with my issues. Because I had travel insurance, I was lucky enough to be transferred to an incredible hospital in Athens, private hospital called the Doctors Hospital. I received brilliant care from all the doctors, nurses and consultants in both Lefkada Hospital and Athens, particularly the Athens Hospital, and they're never going to see this, but I will be eternally grateful to them for that. They just helped to make a terrifying situation a little less terrifying. I would say if I didn't have the private travel insurance, my experience probably would have been very, very different in a public hospital. So all of this to just stress the importance to you of getting travel insurance, and at the very minimum, if you're a UK citizen, looking into the GHIC card scheme. So again, with all of that said, I really sincerely hope this whole vlog was insightful and helpful to you, and maybe even inspired some of you to make your own trip and booking to the beautiful Greek islands of Corfu or Lefkada. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully see you again soon.